My name is Emma, and this lesbian story begins with betrayal, not in action, but in trust. This is an educational story about recognizing infidelity in lesbian relationships and understanding why staying is often more harmful than leaving. I thought love could fix everything. I thought loyalty was automatic. I thought connection alone could protect us from mistakes. But then I found out she had been unfaithful. The shock wasn't just in the act, it was in the realization. I had ignored warning signs. I had convinced myself that love would solve everything, that trust could bend without breaking. This story is educational because many women in WLW relationships believe forgiveness is the only path. But forgiveness without accountability is dangerous. I remembered the moments I had felt dismissed, unheard, or undervalued. They didn't matter until the betrayal confirmed the pattern. One important lesson I want to share is this: infidelity is not always about a lapse or a moment of weakness. Often, it reflects deeper incompatibility or a lack of respect. I realized staying wouldn't teach her boundaries. It wouldn't heal me. It would only allow pain to accumulate silently. This story is educational because many people underestimate the emotional cost of staying after betrayal. Forgiveness can feel noble, but survival and self-respect are stronger. The hardest part was letting go, not just of her, but of the relationship I had imagined, of the future I had planned, of the security I thought existed. But the moment I accepted the truth, I felt a strange clarity. Relief came not from revenge or anger, but from the recognition that love should not hurt like this. If you are in a lesbian relationship and suspect or experience infidelity, ask yourself, do I feel respected and safe? Would staying heal or harm me? Am I staying out of love, fear, or habit? This story begins not with reconciliation, but with understanding that leaving is sometimes the bravest act of love. After deciding to leave, the next step was the hardest: rebuilding myself. This is educational because emotional recovery is as important as recognizing betrayal. Leaving does not automatically heal the hurt. It gives you the space to start. I had to remind myself that my feelings were valid. Anger, sadness, confusion, relief, all of it was natural. All of it needed acknowledgement. One lesson I want to share is this: healing requires boundaries, first with yourself, then with others. I refused to justify her actions to myself. I refused to minimize my pain. I refused to pretend everything was okay for the sake of comfort. This story is educational because many people confuse staying silent with strength. True strength comes from clarity and action, from choosing your well-being over attachment to a person who broke trust. I learned practical ways to rebuild: set emotional boundaries, block contact if it triggers pain, seek support, friends, therapy, community, reflect, write down lessons learned without self-blame, rediscover yourself, hobbies, passions, small joys, recognize patterns, understand red flags to avoid repeating mistakes. Another important lesson: self-respect is non-negotiable. In lesbian relationships, just like any other, respect and loyalty cannot be optional. A partner who disregards them is not worth negotiating with. I realized leaving was not failure. It was education. It was a declaration: my love deserves integrity, my heart deserves safety, my future deserves honesty. If you have faced infidelity, remember, walking away does not make you cold or selfish. Healing is a process, not a moment. Prioritizing yourself is not betrayal. Boundaries protect your ability to love again. This story continues, not with vengeance, but with growth, clarity, and the courage to trust love in the right place.